laws. But the agreement executed by the builders in Haryana is contrary to what the law provides. See, there are lacunas in the law also. Laws are written in such a manner that you can always take benefit. Loopholes are created and are always there. See, the earlier speaker was talking of EWS. In Haryana, it is 15% of the flats are to be reserved for EWS. Now, the area, minimum area of EWS is 200 square feet. If the other flat is of 3000 square feet, if you are constructing 200 flats in the area, then for EWS, only 1% super area, covered area remains there. So 15% flats, but 1% covered area goes to EWS. This is how the laws are then made to work. Now, if you go for purchasing any apartment in Haryana, no builder will deal with you directly. You will have to go to a broker. And there are no rules and regulations as who can be broker and what are the liabilities of a broker. There are no qualification provided for registering anybody as a property dealer. Even a most illiterate person who has not passed even 5th class can be a property dealer. He puts a board and becomes property dealer. He doesn't know how to check the title of the person. And he has no liability also. He is not signatory to the agreement. He gets his commission and moves out. Thereafter, you have to deal with there are no rules, no law as to how much will be his commission. Every dealer has his own rate of commission, out of which he lures you by giving you some kind of concession that he will give out of his commission 1%, 2% to you. This is how you are lured. So, the whole sector is totally misgoverned, and governance is totally dependent upon the individual who is running the sector, who is running the project. I had occasion to go through certain agreements. See, the law provides that a builder shall earn 15% of the profit of his investment in Haryana. Whatever investment he does, he will earn 15% profit on this. He has to sign an agreement with Director Housing to this effect. If he earns more than 15%, he has to deposit this money with the government treasury. And the other alternative is that he has to put this extra money earned by him into the project itself to provide extra facilities to the allottees. This provision and many other provisions are followed in refusal. No accounts are checked. There is no system by which this provision is enforced. So these kinds of laws are there, but there is nobody to oversee. The law provides that after a project is built up, the builder moves out. He hands over entire project, the entire area, to the association of the allottees. But reverse is true. Every builder claims that except apartment, the allottee has no right whatsoever over any common areas except using the same. So what is actually happening and what is laid down in law is altogether different. And that is the reason that necessity of a builder is necessity of a regulator, and that also an effective regulator is necessary. There is no competition compliance. See, the law provides that any player who is a dominant, he must not abuse his dominance. But reverse is true. We are not talking of captive dominance, where every builder becomes a dominance versus consumer. I am talking of dominance in the area. You see, normally the smaller players, they follow the leader, the person who is dominant. And when the dominant player doesn't follow laws, the smaller player also do not follow law. So everybody is out to breach the law. And this breach is so extensive that it is actually amounting to cheating. You see, maybe I'm using very harsh words, but this is the truth of the day. You will pick up any agreement between the builder and the allottee. First, agreement is not shown to you when you have, it is given to you when you have already paid 30% of the money, and then the next condition is that if you make any change in the agreement will not be signed. I'm aware that, you see, I am running out of time, so I will only suggest that a regulator is very essential and it must be there, and I hope that the government shall take necessary steps to regulate this sector through an effective regulator. Thank you. I request now Mr. Dr. Who is the next speaker?
Thank you so much, sir. I will now request our next speaker, Shri Gitambar Anandji, Managing Director, ATS Infrastructure Limited, to talk about the subject. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Sir, first and foremost, I'd like to apologize to you for the delay in the session. I understand it is very tedious to wait inordinately for things to begin, but having said that, what I would like to say is that developers or real estate builders, all of them cannot be categorized in the same bracket. It's not a bad word to be a developer. It's not a bad word to be a real estate developer, because this industry single-handedly contributes up to 6% to the GDP. It is the single largest employer of illiterate, unskilled people of this country. Illiterate, because nobody else is willing to employ these people. It is not always that